What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Manbitesfilm, episode 77. As always, I am one of your hosts, Branden. It's going to be a quiet episode today. We're missing one of the
it's never
regulars.
Quiet. It's never quiet between the two of us.
It's not quiet per se, but it's definitely going to be a little bit shorter this week. We're missing William this week. I had an emergency when we usually record, and he couldn't record on the next day. So
yeah, because he is actually at New York Comic Con, which I actually want to do that right at the top. If you are in New York, or if you are in New York Comic Con this weekend, because it is happening right now as we drop this episode, he is going to be launching this new campaign called You Are Worthy, and basically look for him. If you don't know what he looks like, go onto our Facebook page, and we're going to be posting a picture of him starting today, every day at the convention. That way you're able to find him and spot him.
Or go to his Instagram, which I forgot the handle of his Instagram. Do you know it?
It's House of Phoenix Cosplay.
There you go. House of Phoenix Cosplay. So if you don't know what William looks like, go to our Facebook or his Instagram, and you will find him there.
Yes, and what you could do if you are suffering from depression, or you feel like you are not worthy for any reason across the spectrum, honestly, he wants you to ask him to hold the hammer, to show that you really are worthy of everything and anything in the world. So take a picture with him, stop, hold the hammer, and the other thing, Mueller?
No, Mjolnir is the hammer, and Stormbreaker is the axe.
Okay, whatever.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bueller. Yeah, if you have been listening to the last 3 or 4 episodes, I forgot how many, William has explained it. You can stop him. He's going to stop for you. Unless he's on a mission for whatever reason, a panel or whatever.
For right now, he doesn't have anything lined up that's crazy that he needs to go to. So he's good to go pretty much. So stop him.
Don't be afraid to go up to him. He's really, really nice.
Yeah. He's
very, very nice. So
unlike what you hear on the podcast.
Yeah, that's just us pulling each other's chains. But stop him. He's more than happy to take a picture with you to brighten up your day. So just keep a lookout if you are at New York Comic Con or in New York in general. Maybe you see him walking to the convention. I don't know where they hold the convention in New York, honestly.
It's the Jarvis Center? Something like that.
Okay, yeah. I don't know where the hell that is, so whatever.
It's pretty much downtown. You'll be able to see it from Times Square type of thing.
Okay, it's okay.
Yeah, and he lives right across the street from there, so it's not that far. So he's walking the distance every single day. So yeah, you'd definitely be able to see him around the convention and in the convention. And again, the only thing that he actually wants you to do is actually hashtag You Are Worthy. Just like that. Because obviously this is a campaign that he wants to start and actually make this a thing to go across the country and actually change people's lives.
That'd be cool if maybe not William, but some other guy that's cosplaying as Thor or woman. Yeah. It could be she's doing female Thor or whatever.
Yeah.
They just start doing the You Are Worthy campaign. That'd be pretty cool.
That would be amazing, honestly. So yeah, anybody out there listening, just please stop him, because he is a big teddy bear, and he's definitely wants to.
By the way, you sound crispy. That new mic you bought sounds good. Sounds very good. I gotta put you up a little bit. Actually, I don't know if it's you or me, but you sound bassier than usual. And not bassier, that's the wrong term. You just sound a little bit lower. Maybe it's you don't have your gain up or whatever, but whatever. That's behind the scenes shit. That lovely voice that you've been hearing for the past 4 minutes of your life is, of course, Geico Lewis.
Yes.
My lovely cousin, my co-pilot for today's episode. This is going to be more along the lines of candlelit blowjobs. It's not. I'm just saying that if you've ever listened to that.
It's pretty much the two of us talking about these movies, and we're going to go down through the normal process minus one segment. That is obviously William's segment. So yes. My turn.
I was going to say if you've been joining us, but yes, you can continue.
Go. You got to do the intro. My bad.
If you've been listening for if this is your first time listening or the 77th time, We are a weekly movie podcast where we talk about movie news. We review one movie altogether. We have a new segment, which we're not doing this week. And, of course, to round out the show, we have our individual reviews. So, yes. Which will be one, you're going to hear William's review, but he's not recording it with us. He recorded this prior to the episode. So there will be an individual review for William, just not live. You get what I mean. So Lewis,
that quickly
take it away.
Devolved.
Yeah.
So this week on movie news, I decided because we it's October time. We got to do what's coming out to all the streaming networks in October, which hopefully I want to do this at least once a month, hopefully at the beginning of the month or before the beginning of the month. That way people have an idea of what is actually going to come out on the streaming networks. So Amazon Prime has jack shit. So we're just going to skip over them.
The thing that I'm most angry about that is not coming out in the month of October, since it is Halloween at the end of the month. Unfortunately, there's going to be no Haunting season this year.
Yeah.
And I'm really sad about that because, we have an entire episode on that. But Candle of Blowjobs, if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. It's amazing. Because I really liked season 1, and I was kind of looking forward to it for Halloween. And then I saw that it's coming back in 2020, so I was like,
yeah.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh, I mean, the production value in it is incredible.
Oh, so, yeah.
You know, they're throwing it all out. So let's go straight into Netflix then. Some of the movies that I actually, like, granted, this is not all the movies. These are the movies that I wanted to pick and choose at because I think they're interesting. Mm-hmm. Below is the first one, the one with Johnny Depp. Below. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I don't think so. By the way, I'm going to start trying to speak more into the mic. I've been listening to our episodes, and sometimes when I type, it sounds very low.
Yeah, so sometimes. I try to put you up a little bit, but...
I'm going to keep it in mind. A little behind-the-scenes info.
So, Blow is definitely a good one. If you've never seen it, it's basically like Johnny Depp is...
Blow, not below. Blow.
What? Huh?
Did you say blow, like B-L-O-W?
Yeah.
I understood below, like under, under below. That's my fault. Sorry.
No. It's just blow. Like, cocaine blow.
Yes.
The next one is Good Burger, which for everybody out there.
Oh my god!
Yes, I fucking love that movie. I even cosplay as one of the characters because I fucking love that movie.
Yes.
And if nobody's ever seen the cosplay that I do, it is hilarious and it's stupid as shit, but it's funny.
It really is. I can attest to this.
It's for shits and giggles. That's why I do it. It's not a great cosplay, but it is fun to do.
So speaking of Good Burger, which is also a skit from the teenager or pubescent, like all that, which is basically SNL for children, basically.
Yeah.
They brought back all that. I don't know if you know that.
I didn't know that. No.
Yes, they did. They brought it back. It's either coming back or it just premiered like very recently. And I think that some of the original cast are reprising their roles for the show. Ooh. Yeah. And I think that Kel is one of them.
Really?
Yes.
Which Keenan and Kel are hilarious.
Well, Keenan is on SNL. I don't know if he's still there.
Yeah, he is.
Okay. And then Kel is on all that. And I think the white guy from Good Burger is also reprising his role.
Nice.
Yeah,
nice.
I don't know if
that
means anything to anybody that's listening. I know white guy is the most generic shit ever, but
there's only like one or two, so it's not that
It's the main guy. It's like one of the main kids from all that he was also in the movie Good Burger. So,
Yeah. And then the other one that I wanted to bring up, which is one of my personal favorites, and I think if I'm not mistaken, Brandon, you really enjoy this movie, Trainspotting.
The Ewan McGregor one?
Yeah.
I've actually never seen it.
Really?
Never. Yeah, never.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a hard movie to watch.
I know,
tough.
and I think that's the reason I don't want to watch it is because I know it deals with drug abuse, which that's not the problem. Is that I don't like needles, and I know that they're doing heroin in the movie.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
needles.
That's the reason why I'm kind of like iffy about watching the film. I probably will eventually one day, but yeah.
I mean, the movie there's moments in it that are like, ooh, I'm gonna be dreaming about that tonight. Like gives you the
Yeah, the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, there you go. I didn't want to go all freaking 50s, but yeah, I guess that's the closest word. The next thing is 2 TV shows that I actually really enjoy, and the other I've heard so much stuff about it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it. The one that I've actually seen and I actually do enjoy, this is Peaky Blinders. Season 5 is coming out, which is fantastic.
I've never seen Peaky Blinders. I've heard very good things about it,
so
but
good.
I've heard it's one of those shows like The Crown that it's like very dense.
It's not as slow as The Crown. It has its comedy to it, and it's what do you call it? It's Steve Buscemi or Steve Buscemi?
No. It's Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was thinking Steve Buscemi.
You're thinking Boardwalk Empire.
Yes, there you go. That's what I was thinking about. But yes, Cillian Murphy is fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he's an incredible actor.
And he's great in this show.
Anything that man touches, I swear to God, is like golden.
Which he's actually in Trainspotting, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Really?
Yeah. And then the other one that I have not seen, but I've heard so much stuff, is again season 5 of Shit Creek, which I've never seen it, but I've heard it's such a great show. I don't know if you've heard anything, Brandon.
No, I don't think I've even heard about the show, period.
Yeah,
no, he is not. He is not in Trainspotting.
He's not? I thought he was. Okay. Well, anyways, those are all coming out right out of the gate this week. The next one that is actually coming out next week is El Camino Breaking Bad movie on October 11th.
I am so morbidly curious to see how this movie plays out. I have faith in Vince Gilligan.
I'll see what happens. I'll probably watch it if it's on Netflix, but
it is on Netflix.
I know, but since it's on Netflix, I'll probably watch it. But it's one of those things that I wouldn't go out to the theaters type of thing.
No, I don't think so either. Like, I have faith in him because I'm not caught up. But like, have you seen Better Call Saul?
Nah, I saw 1 or 2 seasons and I was like, okay, this is enough.
Dude, Better Call Saul is incredible.
Yeah, it was all right.
Do I prefer it over Breaking Bad? No. But
then again, Breaking Bad, I had to watch it a second time to get into it.
Dude, Breaking Bad is oh my god, that show.
Maybe I have to do the same thing with this one too, but Better Call Saul, that is. But yeah. Anyways, I'm excited about it. I'll watch it and see what's up. But the other one, October 19th, Men in Black drops on Netflix, which I'm excited. Yes, the original, which I'm excited about because I love that movie. It's a fun, stupid movie that. It's Will Smith. You can't expect gold in this era of Will Smith. It was pre what's that movie? The best Will Smith movie, I Am Legend. It's pre I Am Legend.
Oh my god! You know what's funny? I thought you were gonna say In the Pursuit of Happiness.
It's before all those movies. This was when he was doing what do you call it? Wild West.
Hey, bro! Welcome to Earth. Come on, man. Best line ever.
Oh,
in Independence Day. Come on, man.
Come on. Yeah, dude, but him as an actor is all right. It was okay. It was stupid fun.
I'm really excited for Bad Boys for Life.
Oh hell yeah!
I am super excited.
We'll get to that actually. October 29th, Arsenio Hall. Smart and Classy, which I don't know about you, Brandon, but I personally loved Arsenio Hall back in the day. His stand-up is fucking great. And
I can't put a face to his name.
He was actually in Coming to America.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He's fucking great. So I'm excited to see him go back to stand-up, and this is a Netflix original. So I'm excited to see.
So no hold barred?
Yeah.
No holds barred? I can't speak English.
Yeah.
You get the point.
Yeah, exactly. October 31st, Raging Bull. So yes, I am so excited. Brandon, have you ever seen that?
Yes, I've seen Raging Bull.
Oh, it's so good. So good. Best fucking what do you call it? Boxing movie ever made. Ever. Hands down.
Speaking of Scorsese and what's this guy's name? I forgot his fucking name. The guy always has a frown on his face.
De Niro.
De Niro, thank you. Have you heard that people are saying that The Irishman is fucking incredible?
Yep, I'm excited. The
like
reviews,
everyone's like, eh.
Yeah, the reviews that came out are great, but that doesn't say anything anymore.
It doesn't.
I don't care anymore about reviews. I don't trust Rotten Tomato. I don't trust any of these people, honestly. IMDb, anything. Because honestly, they've just... they gave freaking Suicide Squad a good rating. I was like, what? No, why? So I don't trust any of these rating people anymore. So that wraps up for Netflix, but Hulu is dropping a whole bunch of awesome movies as well, including Bad Boys 1 and 2. So we were talking about that earlier. Yes, It is dropping that. The next one, Talented Mr. Ripley, which is a fucking fantastic movie.
I don't think I've ever seen that one.
Ooh, that's another one you must watch. Are you keeping track of these, Brendan?
I'm like looking them up when you mention them.
Yeah, you should write them down. That way you could actually watch them.
Oh my
God. That'd
be
fantastic. Another one for anybody that wants to go out and actually watch Halloween movies. I'm going to give you a whole series of them. Tales from the Dark Side, which, Brandon, I know you've never seen this.
I've seen Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, but never Tales from the Dark Side, right?
So, yeah, continue. I don't think so.
So this was in that era where Tales from the Crypt came out, Tales from the Hood came out, all from these...
the Hood.
Dude, that series is fucking great. All three of them are great movies. I don't care what anybody says. Those movies are dark as shit and really twisted. What do you call it? I Spit on Your Grave 1, 2, and 3 are all coming out, which is awesome if you've never seen those.
Speaking of which, I have not. Sorry, little segue that I just had in my mind. Have you seen on Shudder the Creep Show?
I haven't seen it yet. They just dropped episode 2 on Thursday this week.
I haven't seen either of them, but I've heard good things.
So have I. I just haven't had a chance to see it, and I want to sit down and binge it. So I'm waiting for at least 3 or 4 episodes to come out, and then I'll jump on it. But yeah, I'm excited about that too. Election.
The movie that never leaves me alone.
Never, ever, ever.
So if you're a new listener, there was this running joke for a while between my cousin and I that I would never watch Election. That he would tell me to watch it, and I just, despite him, wouldn't watch it.
And I got back at him though. I made him watch Irreversible.
Yeah. And then
what was the other one that I made you watch?
Antichrist.
Yes.
Yeah. And then one weekend I went to visit him up in Orlando, and we actually sat down and watched Election, and I liked it. And I think we even did an episode of it.
Yes,
right?
We did. It's on YouTube. Yeah, on the YouTube account. But yeah, that movie, I will forever bring it up whenever I get a chance because it's just hilarious.
It's just funny.
Yeah. Another one, actually, we're just talking about something similar. Boys in the Hood is actually coming out, which is pretty awesome. I love that movie. Cloverfield, which I forgot to bring up during the horror area, which is... I
love that movie.
Right? I just saw it the other day again, just for shits and giggles, and I was like, wow, this movie's still really good.
Cloverfield, like, other than, like, the barfy segments in the movie a little sometimes... Yeah. I think it's really well done, like how you don't see the monster. Like there's a lot of it that I'm like, yo, Abrams, like you did a good ass job with this movie.
Yeah.
Like, you really did.
I think so too.
And it started, and then arguably the better sequel or the better film, which is 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yes.
Because that movie's incredible. And then the really shitty Netflix sequel.
Hey, it was not shitty.
It was bad. I like it because I want.
It's not a bad movie. It was not
like,
a bad
I'm one of those,
movie.
like, I hate open-ended shit. The
like
Cloverfield Paradox?
Yeah.
It was okay. It was like, but in the grand scheme of things,
people were giving it such a hard time and all that stuff and shitting on it so much. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
I enjoyed it too, but in the grand scheme of things, if you compare it to Cloverfield or 10 Cloverfield Lane...
It's definitely not the best of the three, for sure.
Yes.
It's the weakest of the three, for sure.
Oh, yes.
Ghost World is actually coming out too, which is a fantastically very slow, depressing film, but it is enjoyable in its own way. The next one that I want to bring up is actually... Okay, so I have this love-hate relationship with Woody Allen. I hate him as a person because he's a scumbag and just horrible human being. But I fucking love his movies. So Blue Jasmine actually came out on Hulu, which, for anybody that doesn't know, I own about 52 out of the 60 movies that Woody Allen has made.
Yeah, isn't one of your favorite films Annie Hall?
Yeah, it's in my top 10.
There you go.
All time. So yeah, it definitely is. It holds a special place, but I hate the guy so much that and now this is what I do. I own the movies, but I have never purchased them new. I purchased them used because I refuse to support that douchebag of a man.
There you go. My cousin, moral of the story, he has morals. Moral of the story, he has morals.
And I find loopholes.
And he finds loopholes.
So the last one that I want to bring up, which is very awkward to bring up right after that, Rent is actually on Hulu. And it is a fantastic movie, and I'm so glad it's finally on a streaming network. This is a movie I definitely will be bringing to you guys soon because I want to rewatch it again. I haven't seen it in forever, so I definitely want to check it out. And the last thing that I want to bring up for this...
Does that mean that Samara's joining us again?
Possibly.
Hey.
The last thing that I want to bring up, October 23rd, Castle Rock Season 2 is going to be dropping.
So, I very recently got Hulu, like in the past, 6 months. Still got around to it.
Oh,
I really should. And now that it's October, I should definitely watch Castle Rock.
It's really good.
I've heard.
Really good.
I've heard.
And season 2 will be a show I watch on a regular basis, which is rare, very, very rare. Other than Doctor Who, it's the only one that I do.
Also, they announced Stranger Things season 4.
Yes, but they didn't give a date or anything.
No, they didn't. But it gives us satisfaction knowing that they have picked up the show again.
They said already that it's going to be 5 seasons for sure. It's already signed on for 5 seasons.
The one that I'm low key, not even low key, high key, super worried for is Mindhunter. Bro, if they don't pick that show up, I'm gonna fucking throw a fit.
I'm kind of worried about it too because it hasn't gotten a lot of press, dude.
And I've heard David Fincher's super busy, and I'm like, please don't do this to me, dude. Mindhunter is the best Netflix show, period.
Yeah.
I'm
so happy you love that show.
As much as I love Stranger Things and all those other Netflix shows, Mindhunter is
it's just a better quality show.
It's the best written show. It's the best acted show, shot show. Everything about that show is incredible. It's super short, 19 episodes. And if you murder mystery and learning about serial killers, go do yourself a favor and watch that show. Yes. I told my dad about it. He watched it in a week. And my dad doesn't watch TV like that. He really doesn't.
That's crazy.
Oh man, Mindhunter, I'm super, super worried for it. I know that Dave Fincher has said he wants the show to be 5 seasons. But it gives me hope because, for instance, Stranger Things came out in July and it just got renewed in late September, early October. And Mindhunter Season 2 just came out in August. So it gives me hope, that they're not doing it right away.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But also I know for a fact that I believe
Fincher's the thing that people are worried about is that he's actually filming a movie.
Yeah.
And that's why people are worried about Mindhunter because there's going to be a conflict of his schedule and he won't be able to do Mindhunter.
Yeah, I'm worried about that too.
Which honestly. He doesn't direct every episode of Mindhunter, but he directs some of them.
He directs most of them, which is
no, I actually don't think he directs most of them. I think he directs 2 or 3 episodes per season.
He did 7 episodes out of the 19. Yeah.
Okay, so he does he did almost half of the episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah,
he's working on World War Z 2.
God damn it, bro. That movie's so bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Yes, it was.
Whatever.
Coming from someone that read the book, that movie's terrible. fucking
I never
terrible.
read the book, so
the book is awesome. The movie, big pile of doo-doo.
Yeah, it was whatever. I just mindlessly go into it. But anyways, yeah, that wraps up this section. I didn't have any other movie news, unless you had something else that you wanted to bring up.
No. I know the only thing that everyone's going crazy over is tomorrow Joker comes out. And today technically at night. Yeah, today, sorry, because I'm sorry, I'm talking in the way that we're recording. So today Joker comes out, and I heard that like a bunch of theaters in New York are gonna have like undercover cops and shit like that. There's a bunch of like people are freaking out, I guess, because of the Aurora shootings when Batman. What was it? Batman. What's the last movie? The one
it was
Bane?
Dark Knight. No,
the Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah.
No, The Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, that one. There was the shooting in Aurora, so a bunch of people are just, a little worried that some crazy nut is in a, copycat it. So, which it's got to a point where I don't think I'm going to see Joker. I'm going to give it a couple weeks.
Oh, I'm watching that. Not this weekend, next weekend.
Yeah, if I'm going to watch it, well, I'm not going to be in town this weekend, but I'm definitely going to give it like a week or two because homie, don't play that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to a theater and then something bad happens, which I doubt anything is going to happen, but,
I doubt it too. But anyways.
Yeah. I'm actually really sad because I'm not in town this weekend, and the Gable Cinema, which I always talk about in this fucking show, God, they should endorse us. They're showing Joker in 70 millimeter, and I'm going to miss it.
Ooh,
it's
really?
The only theater in Florida that's showing it.
Damn.
Yeah.
I didn't even know they filmed it in 70 millimeter.
Yeah. So, they're showing it, I think until the 7th. So I might be able to catch it, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, which sucks.
I doubt it at this point.
So whatever. But yeah, sorry guys, stay tuned after this quick break when we come at you live with the main segment of our show, the main review, which is Creep 2.
Yes, it is. Peach Fuzz.
Oh my god.
Hey, you lovely nerds. This is Nisha M., your geek mom from Diversely Geek. Diversely Geek is a global non-profit that promotes self-acceptance by highlighting the positive message of fandom. We're all fans of something that has affected us for the better. We like to express that love by embracing our inner geeks with you all on our podcast Diversely Geek Discusses. We also have a podcast for any Whovians out there called Doctor Who in Review. We often partner with Manbitesmedia, so you're bound to come across us sooner or later. You can find us all on our podcast platforms as Diversely Geek Discusses and on social media platforms as Diversely Geek. You can also subscribe on our website, diverselygeek.org, where you can find our podcasts, videos, original content, articles, and so much more. And remember, there's some good in this world, Mr. Aslan.
Alright guys, welcome back for the main segment of our show, the main review live, which is Creep 2. So I haven't seen Creep 1.
Oh my god.
I was a little confused going into Creep 2. At the beginning. After that, it was fine.
It's so great.
Is that guy in the beginning from the first movie or no?
Which one? No, he's not.
He is not.
He is not. That's a completely different. Yeah.
Dude, I was so confused in the beginning. I was like, what the fuck is happening? So, let me
That's the whole point.
Okay. I was like, am I missing something here? Was I supposed to have watched the first Creep, which of course
you don't need to, but I mean, it adds to it. It's its own story. And it kind of ruins Creep 1 if you didn't watch Creep 2.
Whatever. At this point. So Creep 2 is basically about... I'm going to skip the beginning, the main plot of the movie. Basically starts when Aaron, right, is his name?
Yes.
Aaron, or his alias, as he goes by. Aaron puts out a ad on Craigslist for a videographer and this girl Sarah, who has been doing this YouTube show where she meets very strange people. Like she answers ads in Craigslist for people, and she does very odd and weird things. She answers the ad for Aaron, and she
actually hosts a YouTube show that talks about these strange encounters and stuff like that.
Which she says that the show is going terrible, so she decides to go to Aaron's house, which immediately I love like how horror movies put you in these situations where you're like, you are a fucking idiot. Why would you ever do this? She goes to Aaron's house, and Aaron basically proceeds to tell her that he is a serial killer and that he basically wants her to make a film about him, a documentary, I guess, if you want to call it. And yeah, the movie goes from there.
It is fantastic, though.
It was weird. At the beginning, I was like, what the fuck? Like, the beginning was so jarring, dude. I was like, what is happening, man?
Dude, the little wolf thing, the wolf camera at the beginning is so fantastic. And then when he turns the camera and starts talking to it, and right from the beginning, he does this little creepy smile, pun intended. And he does this little smirk at the camera right while while the other guy's walking away.
Oh,
and then he looks at the camera.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, he does this little like side smile that I'm like, yes, he's back.
You really enjoy this movie. They're making a third one.
They're supposed to.
Bryce confirmed. Who's Bryce? The director.
Patrick Bryce, yeah.
Yeah, Patrick Bryce has confirmed that there will be a sequel currently known as Creep 3 or whatever the fuck he decides to call it. So,
okay. Yeah, it's still in development, so it's not even like taken off yet.
It's been 2 years since this one came out.
Which, I mean, the other one it was 2 years too, so it's not that far-fetched that it is.
So yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I enjoyed the film. It's like a found footage movie. You know, it's always
which
filmed
the other one is too.
Yeah, it's always filmed through the perspective of Sarah's camera, so it's like her, like her FOV or her field of view or POV, point of view.
Yeah.
FOVs for video games. I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say. I was like, your video game leaked out there a little bit.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a video game. Her POV, her point of view. And it changes because sometimes Aaron picks up the camera and whatnot. And there are some really good scenes. Like, I really enjoyed this. As weird as the scene is, like when he's in the jacuzzi,
yes,
tub or whatever, and he's like, "Go home, Sarah." Which, dude, she had every. Well, again, can you believe him when he was like, "I'm not going to hurt you or I'm not going to kill you"?
I mean, who could believe the whole story that he's spewing? Why would a serial killer say all this stuff?
True, but then he shows her the video of him like axing this dude by a lake, you know?
Yeah, but anybody could fake that too. It's not that hard.
I don't know, man. Like, my thing was always like, if she leaves, I wonder if he would keep his word and leave her alone, or if he's just lying to her and the entire time. If she did leave, would he just kill her?
So, you have to watch the first one to understand, because it's a little bit more explained when you see the first one in that sense.
In what sense? Like,
that question gets answered in the first one.
Okay.
Because that's what the first one is about. It's about a guy that left and what happened when he left. Because the same process ensues. The movie starts off the same way, minus the person getting axed right at the beginning. It starts off with that ad being answered by a videographer to record his life for one day. The excuse is different. Everything's different. The premise is different, but it's still the same thing. And that person leaves in the middle, and it ensues a whole other story that follows.
Gotcha.
So I really enjoyed this because, first of all, at least as a struggling YouTube artist, I think that's that whole feeling that she has. It's very much embodies what I've gone through before and what John from Narcotic Casserole has gone through. We all have gone through that where we're like, should we really be doing this anymore? Should we really care about this shit anymore?
Yeah, but that's on a whole nother like level. Like if you were in her shoes, like what the fuck would you do?
I would still be there too.
No, fuck that. As soon as somebody says anything of that sort, I'd be like, okay, it was nice meeting you. In my head, I'd be like, it is not nice meeting this person. I'm gonna go home now.
Yeah, all right, so let's go straight into the spoilers for the rest of the segment, because warning guys, spoilers ahead. A lot of spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie, do not listen to this because it will ruin the movie for you.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, right off that, let's go into the thing at the end. She holds her own against him the whole time. And I thought that the ending was going to be completely different the first time I watched this. I thought that she was going to hook up with him and it was going to become like a relationship type of thing.
I did too at one point. Second of all, bullshit that with the amount of times he stabbed himself, he could survive that.
He could if it's stabbed in a certain area, yeah.
The amount of times he stabbed her behind that tree, bullshit.
It was only like 3 times.
Dude, you hear him go at her for a little bit. And
yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure she's squirming and moving around, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't able to get hits every time.
And second of all, he stabbed himself a bunch of times, and then she proceeded to bash his face with a shovel.
Yeah.
There's so many things that I'm like, I know it's a horror movie, and that's, the whole, like, the killer is never, like, he can't die kind of thing, like you see with slasher movies like Jason and Michael Myers and all that stuff. But
yeah,
god damn, I did like the ending. Like I felt bad for her, like when she's being followed by him.
I love that ending where
and she sees him at the end, and she's like, oh shit. And it's like it leaves it up in the air. Like, is she okay? Is she gonna be okay? We'll probably never know.
Yeah. I thought it was super interesting and super cool.
And like, I like how he whistles at her, or he does that whistle that he does throughout the movie.
And what do you think of Peach Fuzz?
The wolf?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's there. It's just there,
Oh, come on, man. Like that whole scene where he does in the car that he's wearing Peach Fuzz.
There's like a couple, like, there were some scenes that I felt like were just unnecessary. Like when they just start screaming at the camera just to scare you. And it's like, the fuck, stop.
That's actually, all right. So I will get, you know what? You have to watch the first one to enjoy this one as much. I'll give you that.
I enjoyed this movie. I really did. It's just, I was like, what the fuck is the point of this? Stop. And they do it like right after one another, basically.
It's done on purpose because of what happened in the last movie.
I did not expect to see dingling like that, dude.
Dude, that's only in the second movie. There is absolutely no nudity in the first one.
Moly! Yeah, there is some full frontal male nudity, and there is female nudity also. I think you see her breasts, right?
Yeah.
But he's like, see me in all my glory. My flaccid panas in your face.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that was interesting. And you know what's very, very interesting is that this movie's not rated.
It probably, he's not doing anything sexual. He's just showing himself.
Yeah, but the movie's not rated at all.
What would you rate it if it had a rating, though?
I would probably, because of the nudity, it's going to be an R. But I think, honestly, this movie, the first one would probably, it has to be PG-13 because of some scenes. But if you take out those scenes that really aren't necessary, you could probably get away with a PG rating on it.
Jesus. So the first one, by what you're saying, is not violent?
It's not that it's violent. It's more creepy and awkward. Which this guy is really awkward.
He really is. And again, I haven't seen
so well.
Again, I haven't seen the first one, but
I can't believe you didn't watch the first one, Branden. Come on, man.
You said creep too, bro. I'm on a time crunch right now. No, That's one thing I felt like this movie was lacking. It just wasn't creepy.
Well, it's not supposed to be creepy. He's supposed to be a creep, which is different.
True.
It's a thriller. It's not a horror movie. It's a thriller.
True.
I mean,
True.
It has horror elements in it, but it is not a horror movie.
Yeah, like the whole sequence in the forest at the end, the climax of the movie, that's definitely more of a thriller-esque climax.
And also the scene in the stream must have been completely like, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? And you wouldn't catch it unless you watched the first one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like it's a joke. A lot of these are throwback jokes to the first one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, so it definitely it plays a lot if you actually watch the first one. It plays better for laughs.
Well, hey, that tells you that puts it in perspective that I still enjoyed it, even though I haven't seen the first one. What would you give this then? Do you like? Okay, or how about this?
I give this one an 8.5 out of 10.
Do you like it more than the first one?
I like it a little bit less than the first one because I like the first one as a 9.5, honestly.
I did read up things that the locket he gives her has the picture of the guy from the first movie.
Yeah, it does.
I read up that he's using the name of the guy from the first movie.
Yes, he is.
So yeah.
What would you give it?
Like a 7.5, 8.
Okay, that's still good. It's still decent.
Yeah, it was. Again, I enjoyed the movie. I just felt like there were a couple of times where, I
getcha.
I was like, what the hell's going on? The screaming. I don't know. I guess I wanted the movie to be more creepy.
I love it though.
The Flassade Panas caught me a little off, a little by surprise.
I just love how she holds up her,
Yes.
How she holds up to him this whole time. It's fucking incredible.
I agree. She definitely holds her own, and at the end, she definitely, fights back.
Yeah, and she's able to get away, but it also rekindles his love for what he does, which is just complete, utter madness, which is fun.
Yeah, because at the end, he's like, we're going to kill each other. I was like, and I wondered, throughout the entire movie, I was just like, man, are half of these stories that he's telling, really true?
Well, that's the thing. He also says that he is a compulsive liar.
Does he say that in the second one?
Oh, yeah. He says it in the first one and in the second one. So it's like, you don't know what's true and what's not.
Gotcha. So yeah, hey, if you haven't seen it, well, we spoiled the shot at it, but Creep 1 and Creep 2, they're both on Netflix, right?
Yes, they both are.
Okay, perfect. All right, guys, so stay tuned after this quick break when we come at you, not live, never live, with the final segment of our show, the individual reviews.
As the songs of awakening rang through, the world was created. The silence was broken.
Middle-earth, with its rolling hills, broken mountains, flowing rivers, and beautiful forest, was created.
Cellar Door is a journey into the mythology, the mystery, and the beauty of Middle-earth. Sit back.
Close your eyes.
And imagine.
Alright guys, welcome back for the final segment of our show, the individual reviews, not live, never live. Lewis is going first this week.
Yes, and today I actually want to bring an awesome kind of thriller horror film. It's called The Heretics. It's actually streaming on Netflix right now. It's a 2017 film, fantasy horror. And it's pretty interesting because it's all about these two women that they go to kind of like a support group and all that stuff. And this support group is for women that have gone through a lot of emotional and physical traumas, right?
Okay.
And there's two girls in the group that are dating each other. They've been dating for a year. And it revolves around the two of them because one of them actually was kidnapped by a cult. And the cult actually grabbed her and they took her off the middle of the street out of nowhere. And they took her to this place and they all killed themselves. And they did something to her. Nobody knows what happened. Nobody knows what's going on with it. And this is where kind of the fantasy element comes into play. But it takes a weird turn of events where it's very interesting, and she gets kidnapped again. And we find out that not everybody sacrificed themselves and not everybody died from the cult. She gets kidnapped by one of the main members of the cult again. And the girlfriend obviously finds out about this because she's able to leave a message on the voicemail of her mom, I'm guessing it was. I'm not too sure. It was kind of wonky how that was. I don't know if it was a mom or kind of like a foster mom or den mother type of thing. But she was able to get her cell phone while in the truck that kidnapped her, or the Winnebago that kidnapped her. And she's able to get that message off. And the girlfriend starts looking for her, putting up posters, putting up things all over the place, trying to find her. And then some very interesting things happen. I don't want to reveal the twist because obviously I want everybody to actually be able to go out and watch this film and enjoy it as much as I did. It is a good film. Now, there's a lot of plot holes in the film that it is distracting at some points. So I can't give this a great rating, but it is an enjoyable film, and it only runs an hour and less than 30 minutes. So it's not a long film to watch. I give it a 6.5. It is a very enjoyable film, but it does have its flaws and it has its moments where you're like, what? But put it this way, at some point in the film, we don't know because what happened was when she was actually the ritual was actually happening and everything, what it was is that the demon is supposed to be possessing this host, which is her. And this guy that kidnaps her is convinced that this demon will come back. And this demon is kind of like their god, quote unquote, you know? And it's supposed to happen on this particular day, which is I think it's the 5-year anniversary of the ritual.
Okay.
But it has some interesting twist.
This is on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Is it like a pretty new movie?
It just dropped on Netflix, actually.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So it's pretty interesting. No famous actors in it, other than I think the only one that I've seen before is Colin Price, that he just plays as an officer. He's not even a main role or anything in it.
Gotcha.
So I don't know anybody else. It's kind of, even the director I think hasn't really done anything too great or anything that he's famous for. Nothing that he's famous for, at least.
Okay.
So yeah, I think it's pretty good, and it's an enjoyable one, especially for Halloween coming up. So yeah, that's my review for this week.
All right. Well, William's not with us right now, but right now you're going to be hearing his review.
Yes.
So, all right. What I decided to pick for this week is it's a documentary on Hulu that just came out, and it's a hard-hitting documentary, and it's called Untouchable.
Oh, I actually watched this too.
Yeah. And it's a look at the rise and fall of Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein and everything.
The original fat joke.
Yeah, the original fat joke. But basically, it's hard-hitting also because the entire documentary is women that were assaulted by Weinstein that have come forward and they talk about it. But not just that, there's also journalists that come forward and talk about how There were stories that never saw the light of day that they don't know how that even happened because there was so much incriminating evidence, which all of a sudden disappeared. It basically, like, it shows you how powerful at the top of his career, because I don't want to say game, but at the top of his career, this man was. Like, he got into a fight outside. He was hosting a party.
Yep.
He got into a fight, put a reporter in a headlock, paparazzi everywhere, taking pictures, the whole 9 yards.
And nothing.
Never, not a word.
Not a word.
Everything
because
disappeared.
He even said it to him.
I tried Googling it.
Yeah.
I tried Googling, like, the picture, Harvey Weinstein reporter headlock, like, different keywords and whatnot. Not a single picture exists about this incident, and yet there were, like, massive amount of people that took pictures that night. Like, this is how powerful this man is. Did he threaten them? Did he buy them all off? Which, I mean, let's face it, he has the money.
Yeah. And that's the problem. And that's the problem. And that it makes you wonder about so many other people that have the same kind of power. And let's be honest, though, like, Harvey Weinstein, like, from the moment I saw him back in the day when Miramax was in its prime, I saw this man and I thought, that guy's a fucking predator. Like, legit, that guy is a predator. Like, that guy's a scumbag. You could tell from a mile away he's like freaking Jabba the Hutt, straight up. Like, in every way possible. Not only just physically, but also, like, his mentality, everything. He was a wannabe gangster, and you could tell that from a mile away. So it's like...
And it sucks when, like, companies are run by men like this, or even people like this.
Created by them.
Because there's so many amazing movies that have come out from his production company.
Yeah.
But now knowing this, you wonder how many of those actors and actresses are in those movies because Harvey Weinstein slept with them.
Yep.
Or because they got coerced one way or another. Or, you know what I mean? It's like... It makes you wonder. And like they were saying, for like 10 years in a row, something out of the Miramax was nominated for an Academy Award.
Oh yeah,
like,
they're the ones that started.
A dumb man.
They started the whole gimmick of actually reaching out to these publicists and these reviewers and commentators, and they actually, like, gave them money. They did the same thing that, like, pharmaceutical companies do to people and lobbyists do. They did the exact same thing because, I mean, he was a promoter, which the documentary follows as well. And he moved from promoting shows and stuff like that to films because it's just the natural progression of it. But, I mean, this guy, he was known in the business as Harvey Scissorhands because he would get his hands on films and actually edit the films without the director's permission. Like, he modified so many movies and change them without the director's permission.
Yeah.
Which is horrible.
Which it absolutely is. But it is not, by any stretch of the imagination, a family movie. It is not a date night movie.
No.
It is not something that it's something that it's going to eat at you. Like, it's one of those things that you just cannot turn off.
No.
Like, you know how it ends. There's no spoilers here. There's no giving away the ending. We know where it goes. And, like, part of me kept, like, was watching and I'm like, at what point does it turn? At what point does it, like, starts falling apart and finally the truth comes out? Because, like, the more the documentary went on, the more he just kept rising up. I'm like, when does the mountain crumble? Like, when, where, how, like what sparks it? And
it took a whole movement to do it.
It took a whole movement to do it, and it's sad because it's one of those, it wasn't just the word of one woman. They needed the word of, I forget how many. It was a very high number.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back to the same thing that we reviewed with the other documentaries that we've discussed. that have had similar topics and stuff like that. It's
Yeah.
it's why does it take so many to come forward to actually say to actually get this across to people's minds and actually dig into their mind and say like, oh, these chicks are saying the truth. These are victims. No, it's like after one, you should be saying, dude, there's a victim out there because of this freaking horrible piece of shit of a human being.
But like he said on tape, the reason why he got into a fight with the reporter was because he realized that he had been caught red-handed saying, you know, I'm the sheriff of this shit-ass town or this shit-old town. And he ran the fucking town. He was right because people were afraid of him because he had money, because he had power, because he was the one that made the ultimate decisions that, you know, he could literally, like, he had so much power that literally he could make sure that you never worked in whatever business he didn't want you to work in anymore.
Oh, yeah.
He had that kind of power.
And that was the problem. You know? When you wield that much power, you run into issues like this because, especially if you're a dickhead like this guy is.
Yeah. And it makes you wonder because, you know, for every one that, you know, is outed, how many are not?
Mm-hmm.
And how many still have that kind of power? And it's kind of like the head of a hydra. You cut one off and how many more grow?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it's a never-ending vicious circle. But
yeah,
here we are. But anyway.
Luckily, it's coming out now, and now people are actually waking up to this shit, and they're finally seeing that these people need to be stopped, and they need to be outed.
But I mean, yes and no, because, and I'm not saying this to be political, I am saying this and using it as an example. Yes and no, because yes, but it also depends on who it is. Because now there are 16
Yeah, I know.
16 women that have come forward with sexual allegations of assault, misconduct. A lady who said that when she was 13, she was raped by him, and yet he's still president. And nobody's saying a word. Nobody's doing anything. You know?
Yep.
So it's one of those, again, yes, it's a movement. Yes, it's great that, you know, they finally were able to come out and you know, show that, no, we're not lying. No, we're not making this up. But again, it falls onto who you are accusing, because there are still men which you can openly accuse them, and there are millions of their fans which don't care. They're like, whatever, you know?
It's horrible. It's kind of this blind mentality, and it doesn't matter who they are. I don't care who they are that you're doing this blind mentality. Nobody's perfect. Even freaking, you know, you want to go to like the most holiest of the holiest, the Jesus character. He still had flaws. That's what made him human. That's why we connect with these prophets and these people that are quote unquote perfect, is because they're not perfect. They're human. And they still went through the same things that we went through, but they just had a different way of approaching it. So it's kind of like you can never hold somebody up on a pedestal like that and not think that they're capable of doing something like this. Because I'm sorry, unless you know them personally, like you and I know each other, there's no way to know if that person is going to do that. I've been surprised by so many people. Like, seriously, so surprised by so many of these people that have been coming out of the woodwork, and I'm just like, I'm done. I'm jaded now at this point that I don't trust any of these people. But this documentary does bring up it does it in a way where it's not political. It's not a, what do you call it, a hit piece type of thing. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's not,
it's not something that
I'm losing my train of thought right now. It's just, you know, the entire thing's playing back in my head, and I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah. It's a tough watch, man. It's really a tough watch. I saw this and I was like, holy shit. I didn't know half of these things. And it's stuff that, like, if you really didn't know the whole story and haven't been paying attention literally to everyday articles that have come out, this goes into all those articles that come out and all those things that came out about Weinstein and the reason why his shit went under finally.
Yeah. But as far as documentaries go and the topic piece and whatnot, this is like a straight 10 out of 10. It is beautifully done. It is, at no point is anybody, at no point is the documentary trying to make any excuse for him. They give, the backstory. They don't try to set him up to be like this self-made man and so good and whatnot. It's like they stay neutral with the storytelling of like his backstory, and then they let
it rip.
The women that have come forward, just tell their side of the story and how it happened and everything else. So, like I said, it's not like. It's not a romantic date movie night. It's definitely not a family movie night. It is definitely an eye-opener. It is streaming on Hulu. Yes. And it's about an hour and a half, hour 45, something like that.
It's about an hour and 45, yeah. I would give this a 7 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
I found a couple flaws in it. The pacing issues and stuff like that. There was some moments where I was like, okay, this is going on too long. And they were repeating themselves at some point, so it was kind of like, okay, they could trim some of the fat type of thing. Made it a quicker documentary.
I mean, I saw the repeating as kind of like, almost like symbolism to it. It's like,
I get why they did it.
One time was not enough. It had to be, like it had to be repeated several times for people to finally get the point. Yeah. So, I mean, yes, there are certain parts which I think that. Could have gone without, especially like when it's mostly about like his story or whatever. But
I'm curious to know, when did you watch this actually? When was it that you watched this, William?
Friday or Saturday.
Oh, okay. Because
I think it was before my friend Yami came into town, and she came in on Sunday. So
okay, because I saw it on Friday.
Saturday.
I saw it on Friday, so I'm wondering if the reason that it popped up on your Hulu account was because of me watching it before you, and it just how it stays up there sometimes.
No, because we have separate Hulu accounts.
No, I have yours.
Oh yeah, that's true. Actually, no. I actually went into my stuff because I'd seen it when it came out, but it wasn't like me and Samara were looking for like kind of like a date, like a movie to watch together. And I saw it. I was like, "Oh, I'm like, this is something I'm gonna want to watch," and I added it to my personal thing.
Or maybe I came across it like that. That's probably how
I don't know, but either way, like, I'm glad that you watched it. And like I said, I highly recommend this movie. I really do. And I mean, I don't want to sit here and say I hope you enjoyed it if you watch it, but give it thought. And if you're out there and you feel like you need something empowering to watch because you may have gone through something along the same lines and you need to see that there are women out there which have come forward and thrown down the hammer, this is definitely something that I would say go ahead and watch.
Agreed.
Also, as a reminder, right now we are in the middle of Comic-Con weekend. So if you are listening to this and going to Comic-Con, I will be there the next 2 days as well as Thor with my Mjolnir and my hashtag YouAreWorthy project, hopefully in full effect by now. So stop me, have a moment, take a picture, post it, tag it, hashtag it, and I hope that anybody that's going has a wonderful, incredible time and you make lots and lots of memories. My Comic-Con weekend started earlier this week on Monday. On Sunday, me and Yami just happened to be walking by Betrayal, got to see Tom Hiddleston. Then we went to the play again. 2 days later, got to meet him again, took nice pictures with him and Charlie Cox and the whole cast. And then after, got to meet the one and only Lin-Manuel Miranda.
I know. I was so jealous
autograph.
of that. So jealous.
I will be posting a video once I get it, and I can edit it because it's a 2-minute video. But I want to cut to the scene where literally you see, like, I literally had nothing for him to sign. I was not about to let this man, sign a playbill of something that he has nothing to do with. So the back of my phone, I have a Slytherin sticker, and for all those that don't know, he took the Pottermore quiz and he came out green. He is one of us, one of my house.
And mine.
And you're honorary. And and so I was like, hey, can you sign it right under the Slytherin? And the man just looks at the phone and he goes, oh, hell yes, I can. I was like, I got a reaction out of Lin-Manuel. Like, people are here reacting to him, and he reacted to my phone. So now my phone is, like, encased and, like, signed and not going anywhere. Like, I barely touch it. But, yeah.
You gotta take that phone case off your phone and put it somewhere.
The phone itself is signed. And then I have a clear case that goes over
nice.
it. Yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. I had him sign the actual phone because I know that with the phone, the case covers it and it doesn't move it. I need to, like, put some clear nail polish on it, and because that will, like, dry it in place, like, almost cemented in there. So, like, you could say my Comic-Con week has already, like, started, like, end of last week, but...
And that's why he's not recording with Branden and I, because... he's starting, and we're recording this on Thursday rather than our normal Tuesday, unfortunately. So he's not going to be able to record the rest of the show with us. But again, that documentary was Untouchable on Hulu, right? It's on Hulu, yeah. So yeah,
under movies.
That's awesome. Under movies.
So see you guys next week. Love you all.
Mueller.
All right, guys, so I'm going to be going last this week. And, okay, so I watched 2 movies very recently, 2 movies I'd never seen before.
So you got a chance to watch 2 movies, but not to watch Creep 1.
It's okay, bro.
God damn it.
Yeah, so I watched these 2. These are movies that I've been wanting to watch for a while. I don't know why I'd never gotten around to it. You're probably going to fucking be like, wow, you've never seen these before? So I found out that they had these 2 movies on Hulu, and those movies are The Evil Dead 1 and Evil Dead 2.
What? You've never seen Evil Dead 1 or 2?
Yes, I've never seen them. I knew you were going to be like, what? And probably some other listeners are probably like, what? So whatever. I decided to, of course, start with the original. I know that most people enjoy the second one more.
I do.
I'm going to say I enjoy the first more.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
I liked how campy the first one is, and it actually has some really creepy scenes.
Okay.
So, for basically, both movies have the same plot. So the first one, which is the one that I'm going to be reviewing, The Evil Dead, stars Bruce Campbell and is directed by Sam Raimi before he did Spooderman in the early 2000s.
And I'm so excited. I'm going to meet them at Spooky Empire this year. All of them. And I'm so, like, I've met Bruce Campbell before for his book signing, and he is awesome. Like, he is just brilliant.
Yeah. So, Bruce's character Ashley is on the way to this cabin in the middle of nowhere with his girlfriend, another couple, and a friend, a straggler, a third wheel, if you want to call her. And they go and they find this book, and Ash finds this like tape recorder with this old man saying that they basically found the Book of the Dead in this like old abandoned like city from long ago, and he starts chanting these words, which basically makes these demons start coming out from around them, and it starts taking over like them in the cabin one by one.
Yeah.
And the first one is a serious movie. The first one is straight horror.
Yeah.
And there were some creepy points. I like the part when his spoilers, when his girlfriend is taken over and she's like singing in the main room of the house.
That thing's awesome. Yes.
Yeah, it's just super creepy. I liked the tone of the first one more, but then I watched the second one and I can appreciate how campy and weird the second one is. You know, like when he puts on the chainsaw, when he cuts his hand off, like the whole sequence when he's dancing with like the lamp and everything in the house. And you know, like the whole, like when he puts on like when he puts the shotgun in his back and he's like groovy. Like, I like that shit. It's campy. But I don't know why, man. I kind of, like, dig the whole horror, like, way that the first one is shot and how it's acted. And it's really bare bones and very... It's like an independent film, like super indie. I'm sure the budget wasn't large at all.
Oh, it wasn't. It was super low budget.
Yeah,
I can't remember what the budget was for this. Damn it! I know there's. I'll look it up while you're talking. Go ahead.
Okay, but I don't know, man. Like, I enjoyed it, and like, dude, the second one threw me off. Like, the second one basically starts. The first 10 minutes of the second movie is basically a retelling / reimagining of the Evil Dead 1.
Yeah.
It's weird. And it threw me off. I was like, wait, what? I was like, is Sam Raimi, like, kind of remaking the Evil Dead franchise?
He did. That was the whole point of it.
I don't know, but it was weird. But I don't know, man. It's weird. Like, when you think of Ash from Evil Dead or Army of Darkness, you think of the Ash from the Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness, or now the show Ash versus Evil Dead,
which is so great. You have never seen it, right?
No, I have never seen any of the films. I knew about them, of course, but so now I got to watch Army of Darkness, and then I can watch the show. And I know that
Darkness is so great.
And I know that there's the remake, not the remake, but it's set in the same universe, the Evil Dead, the one from like 2013 or whatever.
Oh yeah, that thing's shit. It's garbage.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I really like the first one. I liked how different Ash is. He's a scaredy cat, and I like the horror aspect. I liked how claustrophobic the whole movie feels because it's inside of a cabin. The special effects were really like weird and super 80s, and I liked it a lot. I like both of them a lot, but I think that I kind of enjoy the first one a bit more than the second one.
Really? Because I love the second one because of the soundtrack and all that stuff that kind of gets upped. The game gets upped a lot.
Yeah.
The first one's shot on Super 8, which you could tell.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
You could definitely tell because of the graininess and all that stuff to it. And I think the next one is shot on 16, if I'm not mistaken.
I'll take your word for it.
And Evil Dead, I mean, it was done on a micro budget back then.
Yeah.
Which was $350,000. Which is nothing.
That's nothing, yeah.
Imagine, put it this way, Spider-Man 3, which was another Sam Raimi film, was $350 million.
Yeah, all the Spoodermans, well, the first three from the early 2000s are all Sam Raimi films.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I would give the Evil Dead 1 a 9, and I give Evil Dead 2 an 8.5.
Damn. Okay. So you really did like the second one a lot too.
I did. I like the whole campy horror of the first one more.
Okay.
The second one is not horror.
No, it's really not.
Personally, it's not.
It's not. It's comedy horror. It's 100% comedy horror. But just be warned that Evil Dead 2 goes straight into Army of Darkness. So it is the same type of humor. It's the same type of thing. And even Ash versus Evil Dead is all just like the last two films.
I know that he completely abandoned the Evil Dead 1. Like the aesthetic and the feeling of Evil Dead 1, he completely abandoned that.
It's a standalone. It's 100% standalone.
Yeah. But yeah, they're both streaming on Hulu and probably Shudder. The
original one, I believe the original one is.
There you go. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to find a way to watch Army of Darkness because it is not on Hulu.
I have it on my Vudu account.
Ah, perfect.
And I also have the series on my Vudu account, so.
Well, I know. I don't know how large this series is, but I know that they have a portion of it on Netflix.
Yeah, they have all of it actually already on Netflix. I forgot about that.
Oh, they do? Okay, so that is the entirety of the series.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
I forgot they uploaded the whole thing.
So before I do the outro, it is my pick this week for the next week's pick of the show. I'm sorry, it's been a rough night. You wouldn't know, but I've had a lot of technical issues with my internet, and it's been about 2 hours since we recorded like the first half of this episode, and I'm like still super like amped up and just really aggravated. So sorry if I come off a little bit like wonky and all over the place. So my pick for next week is another movie streaming on Hulu. It might be streaming on Shudder too. You tell me, Lewis. And that is going to be Rosemary's Baby.
Ooh, it is not actually.
So yeah, Rosemary's Baby. It's streaming on Hulu. That's our pick for next week. As always, if you enjoyed our show, check out our other stuff. We got Madman with a Mic, which I don't know how many episodes of that you've done.
About 4 or 5.
There we go. We got Cellar Door with Lewis and Nisha, which is all about Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
We got Wizarding World with williamphoenix, which is all about Harry Potter. And of course, you've got Candlelit Blowjobs, which you and I haven't done in a very long time. We should definitely get on that one of these days.
We got to do a horror one. We got to do a horror themed one.
We could do one on the Evil Dead.
Ooh. Yes. So you got to get on watching the what do you call it? The movies, all 3 movies.
Yeah, I'll watch Army of Darkness, and we can do like we could talk all about the trilogy.
Because Army of Darkness is my favorite one by far.
Interesting. Okay.
Out of all
right. So, catch in the future. Lewis and I will be doing an episode on the the Ash trilogy. I'm just going to call it that. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Yes.
Thank you, William. I know you're here in spirit, having fun at New York Comic Con. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Lewis.
Thank you, Brandon.
As always, we are no. I just forgot. No, I just forgot. Also visit manbitesfilm.com, diverselygeek.org. Thank you. It's been a rough night. I am Brandon, as always, and we will see you guys on the next episode of Man Bites Film. Hopefully it's better.
With Rosemary's Baby. Hell yeah.